channel.
Are you wearing mommy's makeup? Oh my goodness, you're beautiful. All right, guys, let's get on to it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I've only really put out like 3 videos in the last month or so. It's just been a really busy time here at the house, and I honestly wasn't feeling like the Christmas vibe yet. So in today's video, I am going to be doing some very last minute Christmas decor. I'm not really sure if everything that I use is going to be Dollar Tree, but you guys know me, I like to switch it up and use other inexpensive items from different stores. Also, if this is your first time here, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. You guys, I would love it if you stuck around and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. With that said, let's go ahead and get on to the very last minute Christmas DIYs. Let's go ahead and start with this simple but beautiful wreath, and I used Walmart supplies and also Dollar Tree supplies. So to start it out, I did go ahead and take a wreath form from Dollar Tree, and this is one that I've kind of used for other projects. So I'm just using one of the rings, and I'm going to use my wire cutters to cut it out, and I'm going to use what's left over of the largest ring of this wreath form. So once that's done and cut out, just make sure you cut off all the prongs as close as possible because they can get sharp. I am going to be using also some of this flexible wire from Dollar Tree as well. It doesn't really matter what color you use. They do have multiple colors. And I'm just going to start attaching it to the wreath form, and I'm going to spell out the word joy. And again, this is pretty flexible, so you shouldn't have any issue. At first, I was going to try to make it as perfectly round as possible on the loops, but it turns out it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover it with some moss anyway. So yeah, once that's all set, I attach it to the other side, and I'm going to attach the foam, I'm sorry, not the foam, but the moss with some hot glue. While the moss is still in the package, I just took my scissors and just cut it up as small as I could. I didn't get it quite as small as I wanted to, but I did do it as I went along on my letters. And so as you can see, I'm just adding some hot glue, putting the moss, and then I do trim it as I go just to make it nice and clean, I guess. But yeah, you can just, start cutting up the moss while you have it in your hand as well.
I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true.
All right, so obviously you're going to do that to the whole word. So I'll leave that to your imagination. For the florals, I actually did use these stems from Walmart, and they're nice and full. These were $3.47 or $3.97. I can't see the tag, but I got them last year on their 90% after Christmas sale. So they came out super cheap. You guys, I always recommend buying seasonal stuff if you don't purchase it at Dollar Tree. I always recommend doing it after the season's over because that's when you're going to get it the cheapest. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the stems off and then just arrange it at the top of the wreath and then put a little zip tie on there to keep it nice and firm so it doesn't slide around, and just fluff it up and it's all done.
Have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Let's have a jolly holiday, holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday, holiday. Yeah, haven't seen you in so long, though we text every day, and still my feelings are so strong. How I miss your face. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful.
So on this next one, we're going to make this super simple, sort of, I don't know, I guess you wouldn't really call this a Christmas tree, but it has that festive Christmas look. And you guys can see I'm going for this simple look this time around. I'm going to be using one of these Dollar Tree triangle box frame things, some Dollar Tree pine cones, and then also some of these little stems, also from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to take my acrylic paint and just paint the inside white, and then everything else is super self-explanatory. I was going to do yarn and then do the pine cones like little ornaments, but I just changed my mind. I didn't want to deal with like the gluing of the yarn, so I just decided to throw all the pine cones in the center of the frame and just glue them down.
Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, yeah, yeah. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday, holiday, yeah, yeah. Can't wait another year. Just talking on the phone. Make you feel at home. Oh, when I got you by my side. What a night. Oh, girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Jolly holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. Just one.
Alright, so for this floral arrangement, I made it sort of similar to the one that I did for our bedroom decor on a video I did recently, and I also changed my mind on how I was originally going to make this one. So I'm starting out with one of these Dollar Tree clear bowls. I was gonna paint it, but I realized I already had one already painted, so it made my life a lot easier. And just taking the tip of my hot glue gun, I'm just gonna melt a hole right in the center, a couple of holes just to make sure that my stems fit in there nicely. And originally I was just gonna do this one upside down. Also, these florals or these little glitter bundles are from Walmart as well. These are 97 cents each, but I also got them on that 90% sale last year, so super cheap bundles for me, you guys. Yeah, so sticking them into the center, and then I did decide to just add the clear bowl at the bottom, you know, just because I thought it looked nicer like that. You guys could always swap which one you want at the bottom or at the top, and then I did add some little LED string lights also. These are just have kind of laying around, but you can also get the string lights from Dollar Tree. Alright, so this next ornament I thought was super, super cute. You guys can probably hear my dog walking in the background. Oh my goodness. So none of it is Dollar Tree, but I will be using some Amazon beads and then also these ornaments from Walmart that I got on sale last year. And I actually didn't realize until I opened them, but these are actually glass, so I have to be really careful with them. You know, you guys can use whatever ornaments from Dollar Tree, and then the beads from Amazon I have linked down below are super cheap. If you obviously buy the big pack, you're gonna have a lot of them. So, you know, once you do the math on how much it's gonna cost you, I mean, it's pretty easy to, you know, kind of see where you're going to save money. So I did take some thicker twine from Walmart that I've had this roll for a long time. So I just took a big section of it, and then I just started, you know, putting beads on one end. I did do 6 beads on one end, then I tied a loop and then put 6 beads on the other end and tied up the other ornament. And before I hung it up, I did actually take some acrylic paint and just painted it over because I wanted to take more of that gray look away and put like a white
coat of paint on it. Yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, that's it on that one.
I did my best and knew just how to play my part. Together in my favorite.
Last year I made a bunch of Christmas sceneries, winter sceneries, and I wanted to do one this year also, but I wanted to keep it nice and clean and simple, and I feel like I did a good job with just like the whites and the green. So I am going to be taking or reusing one of these Dollar Tree trays that I had used on a previous DIY, and then also two of these little Dollar Tree houses, and you can see that they're nice and shiny. So I'm going to use a matte spray paint, and definitely use the nozzle that's linked down below because it makes it so much easier to spray paint. Now you can see they're all nice and painted, like a nice flat matte white. It looks almost chalky, and after it's all dry or painted and dry, I'm just gonna start gluing everything on the tray using the little miniature Dollar Tree Christmas trees, and then also moss and some string lights, and just set it up, and it looks nice and classic. Alright, so last but not least, you can't ever go wrong with a nice holiday sign. So I know I already did one that says joy, but we're going to go ahead and stick with the joy theme. So yeah, again, nice and simple. We're going to be taking 3 of these Dollar Tree frames. These are definitely newer to our Dollar Tree, so I don't know if you guys will be able to find these or not. And I love that they have the beads attached to the top. I am going to only leave the beads on top of one, and then just taking out the back of it, I am going to paint them. And you know, I'm okay with acrylic paint, but I feel like the coverage is not as good. So I do like using like my Home Depot or Lowe's paint. It's a lot thicker, and I feel like it looks a little bit more expensive than the acrylic paint. And then yeah, just kind of tapping it on the first layer. I did end up doing 3 layers of it to cover up the words that are originally on there. So I'm going to go ahead and set those off to the side to dry. I'm going to take off the beads from 2 of the frames, and I'm going to leave the ones on the center frame only, and then taking my hot glue, I will be gluing these frames together. You guys can use any type of glue that you want, but because I do a lot of these projects, I do like to reuse my stuff, so I try to make it not so permanent unless I know that I'm going to keep it for a long time. So gluing these together, and then I'm going to put the little backings back into there. Oh, no, not yet. I am going to put some popsicle sticks on those creases so that it doesn't bend on me. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my backings back in there. I also will be using some pine cones from Dollar Tree like I did on my previous DIY, and make a little circle right in the center to make my O, And then the letter decals that I used for the J and the Y are from Hobby Lobby, but you guys can always use the letter decals from Dollar Tree. Either way, I did not pay a lot for these stickers. I paid like $5, I think, because it was 50% off coupon, and it has a lot of letters on there. I kind of like it with the lowercase letters, but I ended up using the capital letters instead. And yeah, just pretty much decorated it. And I did distress the stickers a little bit so that they're not so shiny and you can have a little bit of roughness on the sign. And that is it, you guys.
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I want to sing about the Christmas on its way.
Alright guys, so we've come to the end of today's video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up. Remember, any comments, likes, thumbs downs, all of that helps my channel, my channel's engagement, and it helps me stay relevant in this crazy DIY world on YouTube. So I really would appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!